Well, hello, hello, hello. Much love to you all. May God bless you all. Hit that like button, share this out. Going to go over a little bit of news going on today. First and foremost, keep your focus on Jesus Christ. He's the only way to the Father. Don't be focusing on the signs so much, but do realize the season we are in. We are very close. Day and hour, I don't know, but the season is definitely here. There's been lots of volcanic activity, and there's been lots of earthquakes that's been happening. And of course, not a lot of attention on these things. Everything's focused on one thing throughout the whole world. The whole world's talking about the one event that had shook the world, you could say. But there has been since January 1st to July 12th, there has been over 1,100 volcanic tectonic earthquakes and 192 volcanic tremors in this region. And we have talked about this volcano a couple times this year. So it has been raised to a level 2, which is a code yellow. Then you get code orange, then you get code red. But it is showing some gas outburst, which is showing us predominant signs that it could be ready for another eruption. Not just that one, but as we've talked about this one, I do believe once this year as well too, New Zealand's White Island volcano is continuously putting moderate gas and steam plumes out, which it may be a little lower than it had been in previous times that they had been monitoring it, but nevertheless, it is still at a code yellow and it is still showing a heightened unrest, is what they're telling us here. So, even though, like I said, the numbers have decreased since June 10th, there's still a pretty good amount of gases that are coming out and still showing that there is a heightened unrest with this volcano. Around the same time, too, over here at Matthew Island's volcano, it's the first time since 1956 that there has been a small eruption at this volcano. It's been a long time since this one has shown any activity. So, as you see, the information that was provided, we see that this was around 4:09 UTC and 4:37 UTC time just yesterday that it had. And there's been, if you recall right here, this area, if I say it right, if I don't, forgive me, Vatnu, there's been a lot of earthquakes in the past 3 months in this region. We're not just talking small ones. So it was just a matter of time, really, to tell you the truth. So the last time it erupted was 1956. It also erupted in 1949. So while this is a small eruption, it is the first time since 1956, which is showing perhaps some increased activity that could be happening at this volcano. But not just that. This is Mount Etna. This was a picture taken yesterday. It's been erupting quite a bit lately. Etna is, of course, a very active volcano, and we've talked about it quite a bit on this channel. But I wanted to show this picture because this was honestly one of the best still shot photos I have seen of a volcanic eruption. Not one of the best, but not like top 3, but this is a really awesome one. Nevertheless, I did like this picture that was snapped, and it does have some great still shot photo of this, and just showing you the power of God, showing you the things that happen. Man, just think about the omnipotent and omnipotent wonder making God we have that is so amazing, how he created things and how things work. It's just amazing. Also, guys, there was a rare sudden warming event that was detected over Antarctica. Seems like since April, there's been a lot of weird anomalies appearing up on the map around Antarctica. So now we have of course, the whole world is increasing in heat. I've been saying this every year, and every year we're beating the record for the year previous, which is just fulfilling biblical prophecy that we are seeing an increase in heat because the elements of this world will melt away with the fever and heat. Of course, ice, steel. I mean, you look at the periodic table, this is all things God created. These are elements that will melt away, and every single one of them are found on this earth. It isn't like we travel to Uranus and find these elements. These are elements that are found on the earth, and they will melt away with fever and heat. There has been an increase of a magnitude of 10 degrees Celsius just in a few days. That's relatively high, counting that, of course, Antarctica is extremely cold environment and is not used to huge increases in temperature. Maybe huge decreases of temperature, but not increases. Of course, they're going to label everything to global warming. And of course, we're going to be intelligent Christians and say, this is signs of the times. Because when his word says the world will melt away with a fever and heat, we're going to see increase of temperatures. So, really, if this forecast is correct, this is kind of a forecast of what they're showing of some escalation of lots of different things happening in the region. There's so many things happening in the world in general. And the fact of the matter is that so many people are still asleep. I mean, just look, for instance, all the huge earthquakes and stuff that's been happening. Speaking of the Vanuatu Islands, where we were just talking about the right here, this earthquake or this volcano that went off, they just had a 5.0 in this region just an hour and 20 minutes ago. So you know that only adds fuel to the fire. There's been a lot of huge earthquakes that have been taking place. They may not seem very huge, being 4s and 5s, but these 4s and 5s are very predominant. For instance, I've been talking about Tonga a lot. And you remember when Tonga went off not too long ago? It was like an atomic bomb going off. Well, they had a 5.8 and a 5.3. And I do believe it was about a month ago I said, expect it to erupt again at some point in time. This is a pretty predominant earthquake that could definitely lead to an eruption. So, guys, keep your eyes focused on Jesus Christ. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing Bible study. Remember, you may not get notified. Check in the description bars of the front page. We have a Telegram group, have a Rumble as well. Put a video out on Rumble in case you missed it. I do believe it was yesterday. Then Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing War Hour, which is where we come together for an hour, pray, read scripture, fellowship. I'll be posting something on a community tab on Wednesday night to say drop your prayer requests so we can start writing down all these prayer requests. If you post it now, that's fine, but I would prefer wait till I post it on the community tab Wednesday. That way I can just spend a whole day writing down all these prayer requests that I'll be putting that out on Facebook, Telegram, everything. That way I can try to keep this in one day's format of putting all this stuff together. It makes it a little easier on me because, guys, I mean, I think only a few people really realize how busy I am. I only see my family about an hour a day. I'm constantly in the Word. I'm constantly counseling people. I'm constantly praying, constantly studying, and trying to serve the Lord to the fullest of my heart. So it's just to make it a little easier on me. Let's try to keep everything in a format here that makes it easiest for me. I'm only one man. But with all things, with God, all things are possible, my friends. So don't get discouraged with the signs of the times we're in. If you missed yesterday's Bible study called Let's Dive In, His Name, it's a really, really key study based off Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 3. I would encourage you to go check that out today. Now remember, you fight from victory, not from defeat, and that's thanks to King Jesus, because he made a way for us, and he's the only one that could. Much love.